Okay, we are going live. Okay, welcome everyone to episode 11 of the SCT North America podcast. ആദ്യമായിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളൊരു വൈകുന്നേരം ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഐ തിങ്ക് എവറിബഡി ഈസ് ഇൻ PST ഓർ MST ടൈം സോൺ, സോ നൈസ് ടു സീ എവറി വൺ. വൈകുന്നേരം ഫുഡൊക്കെ കഴിച്ചിട്ട് ഞാൻ ലിറ്ററലി ഇപ്പോൾ റെസ്റ്റോറൻറ്റിൽ പോയി കഴിച്ചിട്ട് വന്നേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഐ റാൻ ബാക്ക് to attend the session. So nice to see everyone. ആദ്യം നോർമലി അനിൽ നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പം വി ജസ്റ്റ് ഗോ അറൗണ്ട് ദ റൂം, ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് അവർ സെൽഫ്, ദ ഹോസ്റ്റ്, എന്നിട്ട് വി വിൽ let you introduce yourself. I'll start myself. I am Atul John, 2012 Electronics and Communication batch. I did my master's from UCF in computer engineering, and currently I'm working at Cisco as a software engineer. Shinu, തുടങ്ങിക്കോന്ന.
Hey, Anil. I'm Shinu. I'm also 2012 batch, and currently I'm working in Amazon as a technical account manager. We met, right?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
അങ്ങനെ ഒരു കണക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ? എനിക്കറിയത്തില്ലായിരുന്നല്ലോ.
Yeah, we kind of had a discussion after I knew that he was in Amazon. I just reached out on time. It's an internal chat app. Yeah.
I told you.
Nice. Okay, Hari, അടുത്ത പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
Yeah, I'm Hari. I'm 2008-2012 batch. I work at Amazon as a software development manager.
And Preeti.
Hi, I'm Preeti. I'm also from 2008 to 2012 batch. I also work at Amazon, business intelligence analyst.
Okay.
അതില് നീ മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ.
എന്തെങ്കിലും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ ട്രൈ ചെയ്ത് ആമസോണിൽ കയറാൻ. നിങ്ങൾ എനിക്ക് ജോബ് തരാൻ എന്റെ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ആണോ? So anyway, let's get to the main person of the day. Anil, if you can just give a small introduction.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone. Thanks for having me today. So I am Anil Mathew Roy. I am a 2011 to 15 Electronics and Communication batch in SCT. So then after SCT, I worked in Oracle for 3.5 years, and later in 2019 I moved to the US and started my dual masters, MBA and MS in Management Information System at the University of Pittsburgh. And while I was doing my dual masters, I was also doing work with a lot of startup companies and other companies within the Pittsburgh and Texas areas. And one of those companies was Plus One Robotics, the company was really great, and they used to actually develop software solutions for robots in the warehouse space, and that was a really great experience. And after my master's degree in MBA, I moved to Seattle, where I joined Amazon as a senior product manager, technical, owning all of job creation product in Amazon globally.
Okay, yeah, nice to have you here, Anil. എനിക്ക് നമ്മൾ പെട്ടെന്ന് അനിലിലേക്ക് കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് വെരി നൈസ് ദാറ്റ് യു കുഡ് ഫൈൻഡ് ടൈം ഫോർ us to come here and talk to us. So I guess
definitely, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, ഇപ്പൊ ഏതായാലും നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു ആമസോണിയൻസ് ആയാലും നിങ്ങൾ അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും സംസാരിച്ചു. ഐ മീൻ എന്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ.
നീ അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞങ്ങൾ വെറും ആമസോൺ ടോപ്പിക് മാത്രം പറയും. അതാണ് ആമസോണിയൻസ് ഒരുമിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള പ്രശ്നം. അതാ അവർക്ക് മാത്രം സംസാരിക്കും ആമസോണിനെ കുറിച്ച്.
ഹരിയാന്ന് ചോദിച്ചായിരുന്നല്ലോ വാട്ട്സ് യുവർ ഏലിയാസ്.
കറക്റ്റ്.
അതെ ഞാൻ വരുന്നുണ്ട്, എനിക്ക് കുറച്ച് ആവശ്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്.
സോ എനിവേ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഐ വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ്. സോ അനിൽ നാട്ടിൽ ഒറക്കിൽ ജോലി ചെയ്തെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ റോൾ ദെയർ ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് മെയ്ഡ് യു വാണ്ട് ടു മൂവ് ടു ദ US ടു ഡു യുവർ മാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ്?
So I was working actually in Bangalore. So in Oracle, I was an associate technical analyst and a product lead on our banking product. And I mean, I actually knew that, even when I was in Oracle, that this would be my end state. So while I was in my third year in engineering, I knew that engineering was not my, final destination and not something that I wanted to, pursue in a long run. But I knew that this skill that I develop in engineering would be my, stepping stone to reach where I want to be. So in third year, I started going to entrance coaching for CAT examination.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I knew that like always I wanted to do MBA because I love interacting with people and like to go organize stuff, plan stuff,
Mm-hmm.
looking into strategies and stuff like that. I kind of developed that like initiative like skills. So like starting with IEEE in in this SCT, where I was like the student chairman at the final year. Like I knew that I needed to lead stuff, and like I wanted to get away from totally being in the technical field. And then like from there, I was like constantly fighting to get into a really good B school for MBA. Like I think I failed a lot of times than I would say succeeded. Like most of the times, I mean, failure after failure, like all the CAT exams kind of didn't get me into the IIMs that I wished for. And finally, I thought like, okay, I think I should. Then I started like getting more and more experience in Oracle. So I thought like I should kind of utilize that experience which I got in Oracle because I kind of grew along with it. And from there, I knew that, okay, if I need to be a global leader, like someday, I think I need to look at it globally and take an MBA where I can meet a lot of people like across the world.
Yeah,
And
I think India, when you're applying to MBA colleges, the only criteria is, or the initial criteria is your CAT score. And
Exactly.
the rest of your profile doesn't matter until you have a high enough CAT score. But America, you have like a holistic kind of profile. That your work experience counts, your extracurricular counts. I think we have an advantage when you're applying for US.
Exactly. So that's my exact point. So in India, like I'm not a great academic scholar or someone with high like IQ, but I knew that like I had skills all over in an all-round way where I can exhibit my presentation skills or like ability to mingle with people and all that. So our overall skills എനിക്ക് കാണിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നത് like US-ലെ MBA like പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ കയറാനാണ് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി because I knew that there's more to a person than like showing a person's skill than just IQ or test at that time. I kind of felt like that was a really good point for me to show my skills there to get into a B school.
So IIM de കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ Tariq has joined us. So ഒരു quick introduction Tariq തന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ.
Introduction, no?
Yeah, ഒരു quick introduction.
Yeah, sorry. This is Tariq, 2012 mechanical batch. 2008-2012, worked with Cuisine shipyard after that, then did my MBA from IIM Bangalore, and right now working with Deloitte in San Francisco. On site currently, don't know how long I'll be here, but yeah, figuring out as I go. Just to add to one point, Atul, it was a great thing you put in, like CAT score is kind of a big screener in India for MBA admissions.
Correct, yeah.
It's like unless you have a 98 or 99, the top wouldn't get you.
Yeah.
But the CAT score alone wouldn't get you into like all of your profile, including your extracurriculars and all your graduate, right from 10 standard marks. The whole profile is what essentially makes you like a in or out finally. But CAT score is a big thing that basically makes you like in or out.
Correct, yeah.
That's a huge dependence.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Tariq, do you want to get started with the question or?
Maybe someone else because I just joined. I don't have a lot of context. So, as I move
നമുക്ക് ഷിനു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഹരി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തു.
All right, ഞാൻ ചോദിക്കാം. എനിക്കൊരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഉള്ളത് അനിൽ ആക്ച്വലി ഇപ്പം പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് മാനേജർ ആണല്ലോ. പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് മാനേജറുടെ ആ റോള്, ആ ജോബ് ഹണ്ട് അതൊക്കെ എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു എന്ന് ഡിസ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാവോ?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I would say that was one of the most difficult tasks I've done, like ever since I joined B school. Like actually, like I knew that like in the US, I needed to know more people than what I know. So I think the journey was basically about networking, and a lot of networking.
Right.
And actually getting to know the role more and more from the product managers and alumni from my University of Pittsburgh. And I have to say, like, I wouldn't be in this position unless it was from the help of like almost 100 plus people who took the time to share their experience to a stranger who was, looking to make a career out of like after the MBA. So, I mean, there was a lot of struggles, and I would say basically like knowing people like who are in that job and kind of they also went through that same path of going through these struggles and they shared those challenges. And then like basically like I knew that the MBA would give me that stepping stone to get into business roles and show that my previous experience is aligned with what I have right now. So like that was one of those things. Then I would say the next part was basically applying to like so many jobs and like like not even looking at the basic qualifications and just applying and applying. So I mean, I got rejected maybe so many, like maybe 500 plus applications possibly, like, and applied to maybe 1,500 applications probably, like including internships and full time.
Yeah.
So it's and I get probably what 10 to 20 interview calls for internships, and like I didn't have to. I mean, I learned a lot after lot of rejections in internship time, and from that learning, I kind of picked up some stuff, and from there full time I didn't have to do much, and I guess a little bit of luck was there, and the people who helped me out.
So എനിക്കൊരു ഫോളോ അപ്പ് ഉള്ളത്, സോ യു സെഡ് യു റീച്ച്ഡ് ഔട്ട് ടു ലൈക്ക് ഓവർ 100 പീപ്പിൾ. ഹൗ ഡിഡ് യു ടോക്ക് ടു ദം? ലൈക്ക് ഇപ്പം നമുക്ക് ചുമ്മാതെ കയറി ഒരാളെ ഐ നീഡ് ഹെൽപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. സോ ഹൗ വാസ് യുവർ how did you do that? Like, how did you actually reach out to people?
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of it was trial and error to an extent, I would say. അങ്ങനെ exactly പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല, but I would say like at least I've seen, like from an alumni perspective, it's about connecting to one person in some way or the other. So people, I would say, like a lot of the people in the LinkedIn network, I mean, they all want to help. So if you actually give them a message saying how can they help you, they actually respond to you and they give you your time, because I mean they kind of went through that same struggles in a way or the other, and someone or the other helped them through this journey. So are you like ability to reach out to people and keep persisting? Like, I mean, not everyone might respond. Like I might have reached out to say 300 people and maybe 150 or 100 people responded out of it, but it's about, I think, just testing and also looking through LinkedIn a lot. I mean, a lot of the networks in my LinkedIn are right now my mentors, and they are the people who actually made me who I am today. So, and I didn't know them before I came to the US. So I think it's all about persistently messaging them and making sure you use your network. So from before US, I used to be on Facebook and Instagram a lot, but after coming to the US, it's my Facebook turned into LinkedIn. So, and people used to just make fun of me saying, this guy is networking a lot and he's just like every day on calls or something with someone or the other. So I think that's kind of there.
That's very good.
എനിക്ക് എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻ, ലിങ്ക്ഡിന്റെ എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻ ഡിഫറെന്റ് ആണ്. പലർക്കും ചില ആൾക്കാർ അത് റിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നോ എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഈ ഫേസ്ബുക്കും ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം പോലെയാണ് പലരും ഇൻസ്റ്റാഗ്രാം അല്ല ലിങ്ക്ഡിൻ ഇപ്പൊ കാണുന്നത്. ലിങ്ക്ഡിൻ ഇസ് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ് ഫോർ നെറ്റ്വർക്കിംഗ്. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഓക്കെ ടു ടോക്ക് ടു സ്ട്രേഞ്ചേഴ്സ്. നമുക്ക് ആരോടും സംസാരിക്കാം, ട്രൈ മെസ്സേജിങ് ദം. നമ്മുടെ ഫേസ്ബുക്കിൽ യു ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് ടു ബി ദെയർ ഫ്രണ്ട് ടു മെസ്സേജ്, റൈറ്റ്? ഐ മീൻ ദേ ക്യാൻ ബി ദ നെറ്റ്വർക്കിംഗ് ലീഡ്. They can always refer.
Yeah, that's a good
just
thing.
To add to that line, like I had randomly, when I was hunting for a job from India in the US or Europe, I had like random ആയിട്ട് reach out ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. Only thing I'll use as a screening is how active they are on LinkedIn. Like, do they share views about their company? How active they are on LinkedIn? That goes directly proportional to the probability for them to respond. UK ചില companies managing directors direct LinkedIn mail അയച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്, like with a cover letter, and then they have responded like, we can connect you to the recruiters. So at times, if you rightly screen the right people, even senior leadership replies for some companies.
Yeah, that's
and could open doors which otherwise wouldn't.
Good tips, both Tariq and Anil.
Yeah, I mean,
I think LinkedIn active ആവുന്നവര്
go ahead, Hari.
Sir, yeah. So LinkedIn usually active ആവുന്നവര്, it's like either they're looking around for a job or they're looking for people, right? So if they're active, try to reach out to them. So they are also trying to network, right?
Yeah. And just like what Tariq was mentioning, actually, I was also looking through LinkedIn when I see posts of people like thanking someone, saying, "Hey, this person helped me a lot in getting here." So I understood that this person is someone who actually helped me, willing to help. So I have reached out to people like that. Similarly, like, hey, this person actually is responsible for me getting into job. So I knew that this person is someone who's willing to help. And Angana, like I reached out to, like there are people who I reached out to who responded, and I didn't actually reach out to them saying I need a job. So I reached out to them saying, hey, I'm having a challenge, and I want to reach here. Like, what was your journey like? Can you share your experience?
Right.
And like, how can I get there?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Say, good tip. Perfect one.
Yeah. Nalla question and very good answer also.
I'll probably take a slight segue here. Like, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like how much of your job is tech and how much asset management, like from your skill perspective, or like how you manage your day-to-day job?
How much of it is tech? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like product management is a combination of actually tech and management, right?
Yeah.
Like how much of technical knowledge is required, and like as a combination, like how would you put it? How much of tech and how much of management?
Yeah, sure. So I think that's kind of subjective to an extent, depending on the product. But like I would say, like right now, I am a senior product manager, technical product manager. But I think from my perspective, since I have the engineering background, I can understand tech. So I think in my product, I own all of like recruiting tech, like all of recruiting technology for job creation. So all of the jobs that appear on Amazon Jobs is coming through my internal tool. So how that kind of works is I need to understand how this connects across systems and how we can, enable new features, technical features, to kind of enable it to scale at a really high scale. So upon like we need to kind of in the role, I need to not be too much technical. Like I need to just understand everything like databases, schemes, networking, and all that stuff. You need to understand. But if you say go to a product like AWS, you need to kind of be a lot more technical in terms of like maybe sometimes like understand how you kind of code ചെയ്യുന്ന എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വരും. പക്ഷെ എൻ്റെ ഒരു ഈ റോളില് അത് ആവശ്യമില്ല ഇപ്പം. പക്ഷെ if I move to a different product, it depends. So vary.
Yeah, like adding to that, I mean, എനിക്ക് ഇത് ബാക്കിയുള്ള കമ്പനീസ് ഉണ്ടോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. At least in Amazon, we have two type of product managers. One is just product manager. They don't have to be technical. I mean, coding ഒന്നും അറിയണമെന്നില്ല. They just design the product. But there is another other role called PMT, product manager technical. അവർക്ക് they should be technical. They have to clear the technical bar. Interview പോലും technical questions ഉണ്ടാവും. So if people are passionate about technology, still have to be a product owner. I think PMT is the right role for them. I think AWS-ലാണ് കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഞാൻ PMT കണ്ടേക്കുന്നത്. എനിക്ക് വേറെ കമ്പനീസിൽ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു ഇതേപോലെ.
Yeah. So I am a PMT, but like Hari was saying, so it's kind of like a fine line sometimes. But all products nowadays is technical. So you mean you need to be more technical in terms of the strategy. So അങ്ങനെ കുറച്ച് strategize ചെയ്യണം. അതാണ് മെയിൻലായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. And for just like Hari was saying, for the PM, so that might be like a product manager who's taking care of like say business products or office products in Amazon.com. So that might be a PM, but he's looking at the product strategy for that particular business or fashion technology. So that person doesn't need to be technical because he's managing a business and like managing the roadmap for that.
Correct. Yeah, I think we can get. Yeah, Preeti. No, I was going to invite you to ask a question.
Okay, so I have a question. Anil actually ഇവിടെ വന്നപ്പം you took a dual degrees in it, MS plus MBA. അപ്പം അതിന്റെ എന്ത് exam ആണ്? What did you write? GRE or GMAT, or how was your preparations and things like that?
Yeah, sure. So like I said, I started initially with SCAT, right? And then I moved in my second year of Oracle. I think I started for GMAT. So GMAT, so I had some people I reached out to in GMAT club. Angana, like I kind of reached there, and I had some mentors from ISB who kind of gave me more idea about what is GMAT. Angana. So I kind of took GMAT, like took it actually a few times, 2-3 times to kind of improve on the score. And from there, I kind of understood that this is the best way to get into B school through GMAT, because most of the schools are using GMAT at that time. So that's where I went. But GRE also is now a accepted exam, and I kind of thought of doing that too, but I feel like GMAT is more accepted. But nowadays it's kind of one or the other.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought you got in through GRE, but that's a good thing to know. Like through GMAT you can get into like dual degree.
Yeah, so I mean, so both are kind of different exams and tests in a different way. GMAT is a little more difficult sometimes than GRE to an extent. Because I've taken both, and I know like if you are really good in English, like vocabulary, GRE is really good. But if you're really good in English grammar, I think GMAT is good because it doesn't focus on vocabulary. So I think where like as international students face a struggle is sometimes in the English part, vocabulary English part, and that's where that score kind of depends. And most of us kind of get good marks in the mathematics or the calculation parts.
The quant side, yeah.
I actually have a follow-up there.
Oh, sorry.
Preeti, go ahead.
How did you go about shortlisting your course? How did you decide that you want to do this dual degree and not just an MBA?
Yeah, sure. That's a really good question, actually. So I started off with MBA for sure. Like always, my dream was MBA. Then I kind of understood that okay, in the US, like everyone has an MBA, and there are people from like maybe like almost 2,000 MBAs graduating. So then I still need to differentiate myself while also making sure that I can leverage my experience. So my experience was in engineering and I had a technology background. So I needed to make sure I give the message that, okay, I am still staying in tech, but at the same time, I'm trying to move my, skills to get business like skills. So always my story was, hey, I wanted to differentiate myself. I have a tech background and I wanted to keep that. That's why I have my MS in Management Information Systems, which is also a business technology degree, plus, and it will give me an MBA. So MBA was always the goal. And also additionally, one added advantage also was like as all international students, an MBA is not a STEM degree. Like nowadays it is becoming more and more STEM degree. But at the time, there were fewer options for me to look at jobs and have job security at that time. So this kind of appealed to me as STEM MBA, and also looking at the fee structure as well. This was a much more value for money because even with the MBA, I didn't have to do a lot of extra credits to get into get an MS as well. So I need to do like maybe 15 or 20 credits extra, and I'm getting a full master's degree. So that kind of paved the way for it.
Yeah, that's a big point you bring up. Like because MBA only has 1 year of stay back, you have very few chance of getting H1B. You just get one chance. So it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my follow-up. Kind of because എനിക്ക് ആകെ ഒരാളെ അറിയുള്ളൂ MBA ഇവിടെ ചെയ്തത്. പുള്ളിക്ക് multiple problems ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഒന്ന്, doing MBA is very expensive compared to അതായത് കറക്റ്റ് ആണെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. But at least from his perspective, it was very, very expensive. When he had a problem, I mean, he had to leave US even after spending a lot. But since he was in Amazon, it was easy. He just got transferred to UK. But it's not the same in other companies. And then third problem was job market. I think normal MSc is technical job. I think there's a lot of technical jobs. But MBA ചെയ്തവരുടെ opportunity കുറവാണെന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു perspective, but you can correct me. So given all these circumstances, do you think MBA is the right choice for everyone, or you have to be really passionate?
I think it's about what you're passionate about and how much effort you're willing to put into it. I mean, no matter which degree you are doing, if you're passionate and work hard towards it, I think I would say US is the land of opportunities. And if you know the right people and if you put in your effort, you will get there one day or the other. I mean, I actually failed a lot. And let me tell you, like, if you asked me like 2 years ago, like during that COVID time, I was one of the last people to get an internship in my school. I almost took an unpaid internship just so that I could show the experience because my interviews got cancelled during COVID. But then I kind of had the strength to say that, okay, I am not going to allow this to happen again in my full time. So I prepared and I mean, somehow some luck worked out and things kind of worked out in the way I wanted.
Yeah, it's very good, man. I mean, your effort definitely shows through. Like otherwise, it's not just luck. You definitely worked for it, so you deserve it completely.
No,
nothing is luck, right?
I mean, I think you can make your own luck sometimes, and sometimes I feel like I was always unlucky. I used to tell that to myself. Then I was like, okay, I was waiting for that chance, and one time I think something worked out. I mean, because like so many other companies rejected me, which are like maybe smaller or mid-sized companies. But maybe it's like just getting that right experience of rejection, and keeping it going forward.
Right. I mean, you ended up at Amazon, which is not a bad place to be.
Harry, with H1B on the balance, you can never say nothing is pure luck. H1B is one thing that's just based on pure luck. Just to add on one thing. Sorry. No, just to add on one thing regarding MS and MBA. No. MBA, it makes sense to do MBA because if you're clear about what you want from an MBA, like to exit, like if you want to exit to an investment bank or if you want to exit as a product manager, there are like right feeder schools for like every company doesn't go and hire from every single college. There are right feeder schools, especially in the US. So if you end up in Ivy League or the right feeder schools, then you can target the companies you want to get to.
Yeah.
Else you can always take options like dual degree, or which gives you more options, and within that 1 year where you can convert.
Yeah, and
That was just my 2 cents.
And yeah, one more thing to add to what Tariq was saying. So one more thing which kind of made me want to do an MBA in the US is, I feel like I was saying earlier, you can be in any company in any role if you put your effort to it, and you don't have to have that brand tag of Ivy School sometime to get into that company.
Right,
You just need to sometimes know the right people at the right time, and those people can enable you to get into that position. So,
Okay,
so
anyway-
even in my position right now, actually, I was helped by at least 10 people who are like strangers at some time, but they kind of were the people who, got me in.
Yeah, so I think കുറേ ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ഇതുവരെ ചോദിച്ചു. സോ ഞാൻ കുറച്ച് സിമ്പിൾ ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കാം. SCT കുറിച്ചുള്ള ഏറ്റവും ഓർക്കുന്ന ഒരു മെമ്മറി എന്താണ്? ഓർമ്മകൾ എന്താണ്?
Yeah, sure. I think SCT like main normal, I think always it's about IB, like industrial visit. That was one of the main, I would say, tours in third year. Like that was one of the main things. And to be honest, like I was really passionate about IEEE and stuff. So IEEE student branch like lead ചെയ്തും അതിന്റെ മേലോട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരാനൊക്കെ ഭയങ്കര ഒരു എഫേർട്ട് ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. So that was one of the times. അന്ന് like I was actually അവിടുത്തെ ഈ ട്രാവൻകൂർ ഹബ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ഹബിന്റെ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ആൻഡ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ കോർഡിനേറ്റർ ഒക്കെ ആയി. അപ്പം ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ലൈക്ക് കോളേജിലെ അവിടുന്ന് നല്ല ഫ്രണ്ട് സർക്കിൾ ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടായതും അങ്ങനെ ആ ഒരു IEEE ഇതാണ്. പിന്നെ ആ ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ, നമ്മുടെ ക്യാൻറ്റീനിലൊക്കെ വന്നിരിക്കുക, ലൈക്ക് ദ ക്യാൻറ്റീൻ മിനി ക്യാൻറ്റീൻ്റെ അവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കുക. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ഓൾ എ ഗുഡ് ടൈം, ഐ വുഡ് സേ.
ഞാൻ ആലോചിക്കായിരുന്നു എന്താ ക്യാൻറ്റീൻ പറയാൻ പോവായിരുന്നു. ഞാൻ പറയാൻ യു ഹാവ് എ വെറൈറ്റി ആൻസർ, ക്യാൻറ്റീൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലല്ലോ എന്ന്. അപ്പോഴാണ്
ഇത്രയും വലിയ കോളേജിൽ ആകെ ഒരു ക്യാൻറ്റീനും മെയിൻ ബിൽഡിംഗും മാത്രമല്ലേ ഉള്ളൂ.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Shinu, ഒരു ചോദ്യം if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, basically after USA ലൈഫിൽ എവിടെയെല്ലാം കവർ ചെയ്ത് ഇതുവരെയായിട്ട് എന്താണ് ഹോബീസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ?
Oh yeah, so cover ചെയ്തെന്ന് cities ആണോ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചത്? Like did you mean by cities or
states or whatever?
Okay, like yeah, I mean I actually traveled a lot in the last 2-3 years. I mean, and I kind of live to travel if I get my time to it. So like I think it was during COVID, December 2020 time, I did a road trip from Pittsburgh to Miami. So upon cover ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ like West Virginia, like it was like a 3,500 mile road trip, round trip, and like Christmas time, and like West Virginia, Atlanta, Savannah, then Orlando, Miami, Key West, then Chicago, New York. Most of the East Coast areas കുറെ കവർ ചെയ്തു.
ഇനിയിപ്പോ അടുത്തത് വെസ്റ്റ് കോസ്റ്റ് സാന്റിയാഗോ വരെ പോണം.
Yeah, that's the next plan. But East Coast is like I covered a lot.
സാനോസെ എത്തുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് എന്നെ ഒന്ന് വിളിച്ചാൽ മതി. I will be around here.
Yeah, actually next week I was planning. But then I don't know, like one of my friends got busy, but chelapam like still I might come, not sure yet.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, definitely.
And actually yes, I also did skydiving in Key West. So other like hobbies, I like to do challenging stuff. So skydiving, jet ski, bungee jumping, river rafting. ഈ കഴിഞ്ഞ സമ്മറിൽ 3 റിവർ റാഫ്റ്റിംഗ് ഇവിടെ വാഷിംഗ്ടണിൽ ചെയ്തു. Like level 4, level 5.
Okay. ആക്ച്വലി റോഡ് ട്രിപ്പ് നടത്തിയെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, കീ വെസ്റ്റ് വരെ ആക്ച്വലി എത്തിയായിരുന്നു എന്ന് ചോദിക്കാൻ പോയിരുന്നു ഞാൻ. ഫോളോ അപ്പ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യന്. ഒരു ലോങ് ജേണിയാണ്, 7 hours more than that എടുക്കണം.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Key West was a separate trip. I again went to Miami and then took Miami to Key West, separate trip. After I graduated, so that was a separate trip. Actually, I was supposed to go to Kerala, and like because of Delta variant, my trip to Kerala got cancelled before I joined Amazon. So I had 1 month left, and I was kind of devastated that okay, I can't go home now. Like what to do? So I'm gonna like I kind of just took a trip again.
I mean, weather-wise, Florida is kind of like നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലെ weather, right?
അതെ like yeah, weather. That's what I miss here in Seattle. The weather is kind of moody at times, and working from home,
mean,
you feel like you want the sun.
You can use the
That is strange. Like,
the correct word is depressing. Moody nalla Seattle
Yeah,
weather.
depressing. Yeah, that's it.
Interesting. I wouldn't agree with you.
ഒരിക്കലുമില്ല. ഇത് നുണയാണ്. ഇത് ഞങ്ങൾ അംഗീകരിക്കില്ല.
Sorry,
കാലിഫോർണിയൻസ് പറഞ്ഞു വരുന്നതാണ്.
ഞങ്ങൾ കാലിഫോർണിയൻസ് ഡെൻവറിലെ ആൾക്കാരെ സൂര്യൻ കുറെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ അൺഫോർച്ചുനേറ്റ്ലി വെദർ ഇൻ സിയാറ്റിൽ ഈസ് ഡിപ്രസിംഗ്.
It's not.
ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് 2 ദിവസമായിട്ട്
Depressing is an understatement. അതെ, ആൾക്കാർ പടക്കമൊക്കെ പൊട്ടിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് 2 ദിവസം അടുപ്പിച്ച് സണ്ണിനെ കണ്ടോണ്ട്.
Yeah, anyway, Preeti or Hari,
2 ദിവസം അടുപ്പിച്ച് നല്ല ഫുള്ള് തിരക്കായിരുന്നു. റോഡൊക്കെ
ഇന്ന് ഭയങ്കര സണ്ണിയായിരുന്നു. ഇന്നലെ നല്ലൊരു
see, നോക്കിയാ അവരുടെ മുഖത്തെ സന്തോഷം കണ്ടില്ലേ? എന്തോ വലിയ കാര്യം സംഭവിച്ചതല്ല പറയുന്നു. Yeah, anyway,
എനിക്ക് സത്യം പറയാം, അതെ വലിയൊരു സംഭവമായിരുന്നു. 2 ദിവസം അടുപ്പിച്ച് സൺഡേ ഇൻ ഫെബ്രുവരി ഈസ് ലൈക്ക്.
Yeah, Preeti or
എല്ലാവരുടെ മുഖത്തെ ഒരു സന്തോഷം കാണണം. ഞങ്ങൾ സണ്ണിനെ കണ്ടു എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ആ ഒരു ഹൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് അച്ചീവ്മെന്റ് അതിലുണ്ടല്ല.
Yeah, so Preeti or Hari ഒരു ചോദ്യം ചോദിക്കണമെങ്കിൽ go ahead.
പ്രീതി go ahead.
ലൈറ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് 2 കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഇനി ഫൈനലി അതുലിന്റെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഒന്നും കൂടെ ഞാൻ സ്റ്റീൽ ചെയ്യണം. വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ ഫേവറേറ്റ് cuisine in the US other than Indian cuisine?
Oh, that's a difficult question, but I think like, are you talking about American cuisine or different type of cuisine?
Anything.
Anything.
American ആണോ അതോ ഗ്രീക്ക് ആണോ Thai ആണോ എന്താണ് ഫേവറേറ്റ്?
Yeah, actually, I like Mediterranean food, so Greek Mediterranean I do go for it a lot. And recently I have taken a liking to the Thai one as well. So like adu nalla there are good restaurants here like that.
So do you miss Pittsburgh? Or kind of Pittsburgh was a lot of snow, right? So was that?
Yeah, actually, no, go ahead.
No, that's like compared to Seattle and Pittsburgh. Do you prefer the snow or do you prefer the lack of sunshine?
Oh, I think that's a good question, but I would say Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say like they like it's a more smaller city and less expensive, right? So, but the good thing was I was surrounded by people at that time that I didn't really notice that there wasn't much sun there. But our time, like it's like they didn't have much sun, but snowing maybe 10 to 15 days a year. Like it's still less, but Seattle, I think this time they actually it had snow. Snow is there. So, but like in Seattle also, if you go out, like I go hiking and outside mountains and stuff. So if you want snow, it's always there in Seattle. Even if you go outside, just 45 minutes. If you go out to the mountains, you will see snow.
So I think
So last week itself, അങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു.
Sorry, Preeti ഇപ്പൊ മൗണ്ടനിയറിംഗ് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. So I think you guys can get together and ഒരുമിച്ച് മൗണ്ടനിയറിംഗ് ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യാം.
Oh yeah.
Seattle, yeah. If you're interested in outdoorsy stuff, you have
Yeah.
lots to do.
Exactly, but one thing I miss here in Seattle area is I feel like nightlife like is kind of lesser in Washington, Seattle. I feel comparing Pittsburgh, because in Pittsburgh we had three to four universities, and it was like a lot of nightlife. I felt comparing here, but here I was expecting a lot of nightlife, but I feel like it's not there as much as when I had it in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's almost nil unless you go to the University Avenue. ആ ഒരു ഭാഗത്ത് മാത്രമേ മനുഷ്യർ രാത്രിയിൽ ഇറങ്ങി നടക്കാറുള്ളൂ അധികം.
Yeah,
I think Capitol Hill is good.
Capitol Hill is also, yeah.
Capitol Hill, yeah.
കുഴപ്പമില്ല.
Yeah,
How's Portland area എങ്ങനെയാണ്?
Portland is okay. I mean, it's good. I mean, still I feel like I mean, maybe I didn't explore Portland as much, I guess. But I think I heard Portland has much better nightlife. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, Portland is also അത്രയ്ക്ക് happening അല്ല. Like it's kind of like ഒരു
Portland is far
It's a-
more
it's a
depressing
small
than
city.
Seattle. ഈ Seattle-നെ കിട്ടുന്ന പേര് മുഴുവൻ ആണ്.
Okay, I think we have some fierce defenders of Seattle. നമുക്ക് ആ ഭാഗത്തൊന്ന് മാറാം. So ഈ നൈറ്റ് ലൈഫിനെ കുറിച്ച് പറയുമ്പം I always feel like ബാംഗ്ലൂരിലെ നൈറ്റ് ലൈഫ് was much better than US-ൽ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള നൈറ്റ് ലൈഫ്. കാരണം രാത്രി 2 മണി 3 വരെ വരെ pubs and restaurants are all open. At any time of the night you can get food. ആ ഒരു kind of night life I think only exists in New York and all. Even
Miami.
Miami
അതിലും വലിയ
also.
highlight, you don't have to be scared. Like you don't have to be scared of guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's ശരിയാ. So anyway, I think we are coming to like the 30-minute mark. So Anil, like before starting the session, Anil ചോദിച്ചേ what should I prepare for? എന്താണ് ചോദ്യം ചോദിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്? So he kind of had the feeling like ഇതൊരു he is going to be presenting. So I just wanted to get your feedback, like this was not like any pressure on you, right? Like you felt നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഒന്ന് സംസാരിക്കുക, that's the whole idea here. So I just want to say, like how did you feel coming on to the session?
No, yeah, no, I felt really great coming on to this session. I mean, I thought like, if it was kind of something structured questions, I'll let's look up, like, think of some answers earlier. But like it was a really friendly chat, and most of the questions were kind of, I feel like something I've answered to some of the other LinkedIn networks I have talked to a lot. So I think it was kind of coming naturally to me.
Yeah.
So I thought like, yeah, sometimes I kind of like to be prepared. Going live, right? So like so many viewers.
No, so ആ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം
അതിലൊരു
ശരി,
ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ
ശരി. പറഞ്ഞോ,
ഈ
ശരി, ചോദിച്ചോ.
അനിൽ ഗോയിങ് ഫോർവേഡ് MBA ആരെങ്കിലും എടുക്കാൻ താല്പര്യപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും സൊല്യൂഷൻസോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ടിപ്സോ ഉണ്ടോ?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it really depends on like what you want out of the MBA, and that's one thing that I would say you need to look at first, and then like whether it's US or globally or like in India. So if you like to stay in India, I would say like India B schools are the best, and if you like to go globally, meet a lot of people, are difference വരുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ definitely, I mean, US is one of the top, but you can go to Europe, Canada. Like there are a lot of schools. It just depends on geography. So geography നോക്കുക, ടെസ്റ്റ് അതനുസരിച്ച് നോക്കുക. Then like what role or job do you want? So അത് after MBA. And അത് വെച്ചിട്ട് like you need to kind of look into the alumni network there, so and see where they are getting placed and which companies are they going into. So from there you can decide, okay, this is my role and this is the companies that my alumni are going into. So that means I have a fairly good chance that I can take help from there and get into that same company.
Right.
So when I was looking itself, the first person who actually talked to me about my university, he was a Malayali in CET who studied with my brother, having the same role in the same situation 6 years ago. So I looked at him. I mean, he was maybe like one of that like person who talked to me first, but that kind of persuaded me to say that, okay, I can reach here sometime. I didn't know I would reach here, but I mean, with his like he did refer me, and like when I was even looking at it, but like it's all about that like where you want to be and where you are now. And if you have work experience globally, usefulness work experience. But if you are starting off just after engineering, sometimes I think it's really good MBA programs in India, and then you can move globally.
Okay.
Yeah, I think നമുക്കൊരു നല്ലൊരു സെഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. ഐ മീൻ യു ഗേവ് us a lot of different points. I think നമ്മൾക്ക് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് MBA plus MS ഒരു alumni വരുന്നത്. So that is a totally different perspective, totally new perspective also.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap up right now. Thank you so much, Anil, for taking your time.
And one more thing, I just wanted to wrap up with one thing. So if any SCT juniors or anyone in SCT or outside of SCT or like anyone like basically who wants to do an MBA or is interested in Amazon or any product manager roles, or anyone, like basically anyone, if anyone is interested and watching this video, please feel free to reach out to me. I mean, I'm happy to help in any way I can, and get give my tips or like take mock interviews or do anything that people who did for me, so that I can just pay it forward. So
Correct, yeah.
happy to help. Please feel free to reach out.
So നമ്മുടെ ഈ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് തന്നെ
I
ബേസിക്കലി
will volunteer. Yeah, I'm volunteering. I'm going to reach out for a PMT.
Totally. I mean, I'm always available. I mean, honestly, like, I mean, one of my mentors used to say that, I mean, he doesn't even know me, and he was saying that, like, how do I repay to you? I was just asking him, and he was like, just do one thing, take some new mentors and pay it forward and take this forward. Like, that's how you can repay to me, and make sure that you do that going forward. So just doing the same thing.
Good advice. Yeah, I think on that note we will wrap up today. Thank you Anil once again. Thank you to the rest of the hosts, Hari, Shinu, Preeti and Tariq also ഇടയ്ക്ക് വന്നിട്ട് ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോയി, but thanks for coming, and he actually gave some good points, and പെട്ടെന്ന് കുറച്ച് പോയിന്റ് വന്നിട്ട് ഇറങ്ങിപ്പോയി, but yeah, it was really nice talking to all of you. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you so much everyone for having me. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.